If I'm sniffling, it's because I got a ton of bogey in my nose. Alright, let's be real here, okay? Hi guys, so today's exciting video again. It's a foundation review. It's on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. I've been waiting so long to do this foundation review. I actually went today on the 13th of October to buy this in store. Before I start, make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notified every single time I post. Also follow me on all my social media, which is down in the description box. I will do some updates on there if I do change my mind on the foundation, so it's always good to follow me there. Okay, this video is going to be set up in a couple of parts just so it's easier for you guys, and I am going to read off my phone, which is here. So I'm going to be giving you some little bit information, then I'm gonna go into the swatches application, then I'm gonna give you some pros and cons about the foundation, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So some background info: I'm around the NC40 in the MAC Studio Fix foundation. I have a dry to combination skin. I can get a little bit oily around in my T-zone and dry at the same time, and I would say around my perimeter of my face I'm kind of normal. This foundation is £32, which is kind of on the higher end spectrum in my opinion. I did buy this in Selfridges. You can buy it in Harrods as well. By the way, there was no queue in Selfridges. I was one of the first people there and another girl, so it was quite empty compared to the FENTY one. Girl, I had to wait 2 hours. If you know, you know. So this is how the foundation looks in the bottle. I actually got it in the shade Baklava, which is the number 340G. This is a plastic bottle, which is kind of, I don't know, I didn't expect that. I thought it would be a glass bottle. I don't know how I feel about that, but it does have a pump. Again, it's plastic and the lid is plastic. Again, I don't know how I feel about it being plastic and it being £32. I did swatch a couple of shades in store. Unfortunately, I couldn't swatch all of it. There's about 30 shades and I have little arms. Also, I was like feeling super ill, so I just wanted to come home. I did take some swatches over here. Okay, this is useful. I do have the swatches up on my Instagram if you do want to have a look on there. I swatched, this is 340, this is 350, this is 400, and this is 420. I am going to swatch this foundation on my hand with some other popular foundations, so you guys can kind of use it as a reference. Is Baklava on my hand right now. In the bottle, it does have that oliveness that I like in my foundation. I would say it's neutral compared to the other ones. So I'm just going to blend it in. The consistency actually reminds me of the Milani. I can't say it, but I know what you guys know what I'm talking about. The Milani. It does settle down a little bit darker. So do keep that in mind. This is the Huda Beauty foundation in Baklava. It's a reasonable match. This one here, it's the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 300. I have done a review video on my channel if you want to check that out. This is how they look in the bottle. They both have that oliveness, but at the same time they're different. The next shade is actually my number 7 foundation in Warm Sand. This is my preferred shade. I really like it because it's olive and neutral at the same time. And this is how they look in the bottle. The next shade is actually the Ordinary foundation in 2.Y, and this is how it looks in the bottle. And then finally, the last shade, other one, which is not really a good match for me, is a little bit lighter, is the Milani 2-in-1 foundation in the shade Sand Beige 06. And this is how they look in the bottle. Again, I'm going to show you here all of the swatches: Huda, Fenty, number 7, Ordinary, and then Milani. You can screenshot this if you want to, you know, use it or something. I don't know. Do you boo? So I'm going to keep these swatches on my hand, and then I'll show you at the end how they look, so you guys, you know, can see, because I do believe all of them kind of settle down a little bit darker, you know. By the way, I did forget to mention, in the box, apparently the first batches of the foundation come with a free sample of the primer. I am only gonna apply it to half of my face because I know not everyone uses primer. I personally don't use primer because, to be honest, I always forget. I'm gonna just put that around my face. It's just like a moisturizer, super thick. I do believe that the foundation and the primer are designed to work together, and to be honest, I really do like the primer from in-store. It smells so good. I don't know what it smells. I don't know what it is, but it smells really good. Apologies if the lighting changes. I am using natural sunlight to film, so again, sorry if it's a bit off. Finally, gonna go into the application of the foundation. I am actually gonna use this slanted kabuki brush. If you've seen her Instagram, you know that her actual brush looks like this. The lady at the counter did use it on my face. It felt so soft and it's super dense. So I'm gonna pump it onto my finger like so, and I am gonna dot it around my face on one half, obviously, just so you guys can see the coverage of it. That wasn't a full pump, by the way. That was just a half a pump. You really don't need that much of this product. It's super pigmented. I feel like I applied too much right now, but we'll go with it. It's so blendable. I will say it is a little bit different compared to the Fenty one. I feel like with the Fenty foundation you had to work a little bit fast with it because it kind of did set. Sorry about my application. I am wearing my hijab and it's so difficult to apply foundation when you have your hijab on. Again guys, this foundation does settle down a little bit darker. And for me, the shade below this was a bit too light and the shade above was a bit too warm for me. So personally I feel like this was a good shade, and even the girl at the counter thought the same. Literally, look at that. It covered my everything. Can you see how it's looking right now? It does look like it matches my hand reasonably well. As I did say, it does settle a bit darker, so don't worry if it looks a bit light. When in store, I do recommend you to wait 10 minutes again for it to settle down, walk around a bit in the store, go outside to see how it looks, because it did look a little bit different when I went outside, but not drastically different. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really loving this foundation and I can't imagine myself reaching for it. So this is how it's looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some on my other side. Again, I'm gonna take only half a pump, just a little bit. I like the pump, by the way. It doesn't spray out too much, just enough. So I'm gonna apply some here. I don't know why I apply so much on my forehead. When I was at the counter, the girl that was helping me was really sweet. She was super nice and everyone was really nice there. Look at that. It just blends into the skin so easily. Like, you don't need to, you know, buff it in a lot. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see how it looks. I am not gonna set this foundation because it is apparently meant to set by itself. This foundation has so many claims. If I sat here and I told you, we'll be here for an hour. So this is how it's looking on my skin right now. It is meant to dry to I think a semi matte finish. It definitely does look like that. It looks a little bit more matte on this side. This is the side that I didn't apply the primer on, by the way. This is how it's looking on my forehead. It did cover this spot that I had, discoloration. It is looking a little bit more dewy than I thought it would. I thought it would be a little bit more matte, but it's still a beautiful finish. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna come back to you guys and kind of give you my final thoughts, pros and cons and whatnot. So I'm back and I've applied my contour, which is the sleek medium contour. I've applied my lip colour. It's the Beauty Bakery Lip Whip in Ginger Snap. I know somebody will ask. And I'm wearing Fenty Beauty highlighter in Hustler Baby. So I'm going to go into the pros and cons. Again, this is a first impression video, so I'm not going to be able to tell you details, but if anything changes, I am going to do a follow-up video, and if you guys do want that, do let me know, and I'm more than happy to do a follow-up video. Again, follow me on social media because I'm more likely to talk about the product there. One of the pros I would say about the foundation is that it actually has some skincare benefits. I believe that it contains argan oil, a lot of things that are good for the skin basically. Even her primer has a lot of skincare benefits as well. I do like the finish of the foundation. I would say it's a semi-matte, and on camera I do think it does look dewy as well. My skin is, you know, shimmering in the sunlight. It just has that beautiful sheen. I think it does look skin-like, as I've said like 1,000 times. My makeup came out bomb. Can I just say that? Can I just say that? Everything applied beautifully. Like my bronzer, highlighter just smooth on like butter onto my skin, and I didn't have any patchiness, which can happen with some foundations. When you apply bronzer, it can get patchy, especially because I didn't set it. I was afraid that the bronzer or something was gonna look patchy AF, but it doesn't. Again, the first batch of foundation does come with the primer in the box, like this sachet, and I do think you can get a good 5 uses out of this, so that is good because a lot of primers are designed to work with the foundation, and you can always try it out and see if you like it or not. So far I am liking it. As I did say, the side that I applied the primer does look a little bit more matte. In my opinion, it does look a little bit more matte. I do feel like it will work for dry skin girls and combo girls because I am a combination skin, and is looking good on my skin, is not accentuating any dryness. Saying that, I do have to say that it has attached itself to some of my dry patches around my nose right here. I do have a cold, so I don't know if that's kind of contributing to it. Like, it didn't smooth over. The cons at the moment, these are something that I have noticed so far. I did wear it on the train and bus when I was coming home, and I was sweating so much on the train and the bus because if you use the central line, you know it's hot AF on the train. The central line, what's air conditioning? What's air? What is air on the central line? Nothing. The sweat was kind of breaking down the foundation. I think one of the claims is that it's sweat proof or waterproof. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I've read. Do I think it kind of lives up to that claim? I'm not too sure, because even now I'm sweating, like my upper lip, it's just coming through and kind of breaking it down. Another con is that I haven't set it right, so it is feeling somewhat I don't want to say sticky, but you know when you freshly apply moisturizer, you have that residue feeling. That's how it feels like. The Fenty Beauty one, it completely set. I didn't need to powder it. There was none of that sticky feeling, but right now I am getting that feeling. It's nothing light. You saw the consistency of it. It is kind of thick, so do keep that in mind. Now talking about the online swatches, Huda Beauty, she was really good in terms of like getting the shades, and she did get some common foundation shades and she kind of put it in a chart. I will see if I can link it down below. You can have a look down there. I don't think is that accurate. The reason why I say that is because I was actually going to get 350, which on the website here it did say it matches up to the 300 Fenty Beauty foundation. I don't think they look similar. As you can see, they do have a little bit more different undertones, so I ended up going for the shade above. so it is a little bit off, but at the same time I still think it's useful. Again, the swatches online look so different to the foundation in person. These are the swatches I took. Okay, I wish I could show you this properly. There you go. Is that useful? Anyway, the swatches, right, they dry so much darker when you apply them. Like, this shade didn't look as dark as it does now. So again, I would recommend to go in store. If you do want me to compare this to the FENTY foundation, do let me know, because I obviously have both. I do like the foundation so far. I like how it looks skin-like. I personally feel like it does need a little bit of powdering, especially in my T-zone. I apologize about the lighting. I look freaking grey now. I promise you I don't look this grey. I don't look this grey. Anyway, I do hope you like, comment and do subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.